Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking appendix carry. Is it a good option for you? Let's talk about it. So full disclosure, I carry appendix. I have for the past, let's say, 6 or 7 years. There's some things I've learned throughout that process, what it works for me, what doesn't, and considerations for you, because everybody's different body size, everybody has different preferences, and we carry different guns, and all those things come into play. Okay, really there's 3 main reasons why I carry appendix. They're the big ones, and there's a little nuances within those. But for me, speed and efficiency is number 1. I can grab my garment, I can clear it, and I can draw my firearm relatively easily. As opposed to pulling all the way across my body, drawing from a 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock position, really having to torque my body to get that firearm out. I find that universally appendix carry is faster, and this is specific to concealed carry. So if I'm covering my firearm with a t-shirt, coat, sweatshirt, whatever, I am faster at clearing this from this position than I am a 3 o'clock position. So I have taken the shot timer, I have done the research, I have looked at appendix carry compared to a more traditional 3 o'clock position, or if you're lefty, 9 o'clock position. So the numbers are in. I am just faster personally drawing from appendix comparative to a more traditional 3 o'clock position. So I also had the added benefit, kind of a side note on that same topic, of drawing with my left hand relatively easily from this position, given it's a central position on my body, and I wouldn't have to reach all the way across. This is in the event that my dominant hand goes down and I'm not able to use it. I can draw from my non-dominant hand, my left hand in this case, and utilize my firearm that way. Another reason why I like to carry appendix is comfort. For me, it's a lot more comfortable. I have some lower back and hip issues from years of working as a patrolman and SWAT operator. So for me, carrying it in the front, dispersing the weight evenly across my body and across my waist specifically, really helps me. And listen guys, when you're carrying these things all day long, comfort matters, okay? Especially when I'm carrying a full-size firearm such as this. So let's talk about my setup here. I have a Glock 19X. I like this for concealed carry and for appendix because for me, I'm able to conceal it relatively easily, even though it is a full-size grip. Okay, so I have the capabilities of a full-size Glock 17 pistol. This is chambered in 9mm. So I have 17 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So I have the benefit of having 18 rounds on me, full-size firearm capability, but I'm also able to conceal it in an appendix carry where it's comfortable for me because the slide and the barrel are not as long as a traditional full-size Glock. So it has the Glock 19 slide length and barrel with, again, the full-size grip of Glock's full-size manufactured handguns, in this case a Glock 17. So I really like this firearm. I've carried it for about 4 years now. I'm a big fan of it. And then pairing that, I have the Raven Concealment appendix holster. I really like this holster. They're coming out with a lot more appendix specific holsters these days. There's a lot of different brands out there, and you may have your preference as you do your research. For me, this one works really well. It has great clips on it. It has this little notch here that pushes against your belt line. It actually makes concealing the gun a lot easier. Some other companies have foam pads and other things that help push against that. In this case, it just has like a little plastic piece, pushes against my belt line and helps me conceal a little bit better. Switching over to the other side, it has a pad. This is for my comfort. It locks it in place. It's pretty grippy, so it doesn't move around in my pants a whole lot, which is nice, and it pushes up. So as I put it into my pants, it forces the gun into my body, helping me conceal it a little bit easier. So I really like this setup. I would recommend it. I'll have links in the description below for Raven Concealment holsters. As far as the Glock 19X, we'll be doing a review in a later video on this gun specifically and talking about, you know, the good and the bad. So for the third major reason why I carry is it's just better in a vehicle, and we'll cover that later in the video in more detail, and I'll show you what I mean from inside of my truck. For me, carrying inside a vehicle is so much easier to draw and get that firearm out online if I needed to in the event of a road rage incident or really any incident where I would have to draw my firearm. I don't need to lean forward, reach, grab my gun. I can simply, from a sitting position, grab my firearm, pull it out on target, and it's just more efficient that way. Okay guys, I just want to demonstrate a few times the draw, okay? What I like to do specifically that has helped me over the years, and I have a shot timer with me just to kind of gauge where we're at. So a few considerations. The first thing we got to do with any concealed carry when we're actually drawing is clear the garment. So I'm covering my firearm with a t-shirt in this case, and I actually have a t-shirt underneath because this is something I've learned over the years that can be problematic. So in the past, I used to pull with my right hand, feed it up to my left hand, and then I would get a grip on the firearm and draw from there. Now the problem with that is much slower. I'm doing this as opposed to just grabbing and then going straight to the firearm, right? So again, this is something I learned over the years, something that works for me. I really like grabbing the garment by the firearm. The reason for this, especially if I'm wearing a coat, a sweatshirt, something else, where I grab and now I have my shirt underneath and I have my shirt that I'm wearing over top, and I'm pulling both of them at the same time. And if I pull over here, I might actually get it caught either on my belt or on the frame of the grip here on the firearm. So I want to grab as close to the firearm as possible. In this case, I like to just grab material, so I'm just taking a chunk of my shirt and pulling it up. So I don't want to grab down here because it's just less consistent. I'm going to have a consistent draw if I grab right where the firearm is, get a grip on the firearm, pull up, let go of my shirt, and then draw. The second consideration, something that I learned, is as I pull it up, I don't want to draw in this case and then still have control of the shirt to where my draw may get in the way and get caught on the shirt. All we're doing is we're grabbing here, drawing, and I'm letting go of the shirt to where my support hand can then come up and assist me, all right? So those are the two big things that I've learned from drawing. I don't want to grab my shirt underneath if you're wearing one. I want to grab as close to the firearm as I can so I'm not getting it caught on anything, and then I just want to let my shirt go as I clear it. So in slow motion, going through the motions here, I'm grabbing the garment, I'm clearing it, dominant hand goes on the firearm, I get a good grip on it, I let go of the shirt, my support hand comes up to help, I finger on the trigger and fire around. All right, speeding things up, right? A little bit faster this time. Good. And then full speed if I was in a situation where I needed to deploy my gun and fire, right? So let's time that, see where we're at on the shot timer. So I'm at 125 from concealment. That's relatively good. I'm obviously going to be faster from something outside the waistband, but doing this dry, first time doing this today, you can see that I have a pretty good draw and it's consistent each time. So let's do it again. So that was a 1.19. Again, pretty quick. One more time. And that was a 1.29, a little bit slower on that one, but you can see the consistency there. As I'm pulling, I'm not getting it caught on anything. This just only comes with repetition, but this is why I like appendix. It's speed, it's efficient, it's consistent. So guys, like I said before, considerations for inside the vehicle are just as important really as you walking around with the gun on your belt. The fact of the matter is we drive every single day, and this comes into play, right? This has to be a factor when we're talking about how to carry a firearm. So in this case, I find that inside the vehicles, appendix carry is much more comfortable. So let's get in the vehicle, let's talk about why I feel that way, and I'll show you what I mean. So guys, I'm in my truck right now. I want to show you how I carry, how I draw from inside the vehicle, because sometimes these things matter where I need to come up on sites, I need to put rounds through the windshield based on a road rage incident or any scenario you draw up in your head. I have an unloaded firearm right now to just demonstrate this for you. So of course we're driving with our seatbelts on because we're not idiots. So guys, as you can see, the way I have my seatbelt set up, I have it at its highest point over here on the door frame, and it allows me that as I reach and grab my garment, I can clear it by pulling up in the event I need to get this thing out right away and put rounds through the windshield, and then I come through, take my seatbelt off, and go. Getting your seatbelt off first is incredibly important if you have the time. The reason is, cars are death traps. As rounds hit this windshield, they're actually going to be coming down, which then, as you can see, are going to be hitting you more likely than not. So we need to get out of this car as quickly as we can if we are involved in a gunfight of any kind, or we need to drive away. Okay, so considerations for if we need to get out of the vehicle, we need to get our family to safety. I can draw just from here without even taking my seatbelt off, put rounds down, and then take my seatbelt off. Or if I have time and I'm looking to get people out of my vehicle or just get out myself and recover to safety, I'm going to reach underneath. So I just swim underneath my seatbelt, I grab the buckle, and I put it out of the way. Okay, not so exaggerated as I did there, because really all I have to do is just come here, throw it out of the way. All right, but I want to make sure I clear it. So if I'm going to get out of my vehicle, before I draw, I'm just going to come down, swim out, and then maybe I draw from the door frame, assess, and then clear out of here. So one of the other talking points I had and reasons why I carry appendix is because it's comfortable. So when I'm in the vehicle, I'm comfortable right here. Some guys like to stage their gun like this. This is perfectly acceptable as well. I find that it becomes more of an inconvenience for me simply because I'm going through drive-thrus, I'm going in and out of stores, and if I get out and I forget to cover my gun back up, that's a problem for me. I don't want people to know I have a firearm on me. So I really like just to leave my garment here because, again, it assists me in clearing this out. I can even double where I go here, then come, just so I have my gun out and I can address the threat as quickly as I possibly can without worrying about the seatbelt. So guys, that's what we have for you for appendix carry. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, because we want to hear your feedback. This works for me, but it's not going to work for everyone. I have my reasons for why I do it, and hopefully that made sense to you in this video. But if there's reasons why you don't want to carry appendix, let us know as well. Let us know what kind of holsters you carry, what kind of firearms you carry, so we can get a better pool for, you know, what we can talk about in terms of reasons why you carry, what you carry, and where you carry it, right? So we'll leave a link in the description below for the Raven Concealment holsters. Again, I pressure tested these things. I really like them. I love this appendix carry position. I love this Glock 19X. It just works for me, right? And I have my reasons for it. I don't like to carry little pocket pistols or anything like that. I like to carry full-size guns, and I want to be able to conceal them, and this allows me to do that. So guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps us so much more than you can even imagine. We're growing this channel, we're growing this brand. We're gonna have so many exciting videos coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for those. Website goes live here shortly. We have a lot of exciting things coming your way, including courses that we want you to sign up for. So make sure you stay tuned to Force Frontier, and we'll see you on the next one.